Hello everyone, it's Melanie here with Vintage Hill Studio. I'm so glad you dropped by today. I will be doing a aha moment, overcoming a battle with embossing powder. The story of my fails and fixes. This was supposed to be a very simple card, and it really is if you don't make it harder than it needs to be. First, I'm starting with this beautiful heart clear stamp set from Close to My Heart, some VersaMark ink, and holographic embossing powder. That's my first failure right there. So let me show you these beautiful stamps. It's got this gorgeous heart, which is going to be the focal point of my card, and then the sentiment stamps are gorgeous as well. So I'll bring over my stamping platform. This is a mini Misti, and just a piece of paper, regular paper, and my holographic embossing powder, which I have never used before. So let me just confess right up front of how I'm going to fix this failure. Now I'm going to place my heart kind of at an angle here because I think it looks best like that. And even though I've used this stamp many times, it's very important to get that put in my stamping platform. That is anti-static powder bag right there, which will take all the oils from my fingerprints off the paper and allow the VersaMark ink to do its job. And the embossing powder will only stick to the VersaMark ink instead of any oils, residual oils that may have been left on the paper. So, here we go. Here is the holographic embossing powder. And it is very, very fine, and it has a lot of glittery substance to it, which is what attracted me to the embossing powder for a Valentine's Day card. Thought I'd give it a try. You can see it's almost exactly like a very fine glitter. It's just getting everywhere. And I can see from my embossed image here, I mean just with the VersaMark ink, it's not all that visible. So this is after I heat embossed it, and that's fail number 1. Okay, now this is why you want to leave your stamp in your stamping platform. I'm going to bring this panel right back over, place it in the corner where I had it, and it will stamp exactly over my previously stamped and embossed image. Now, this time I'm going to use white embossing powder. I didn't know how this would work stamping over another embossed image, but I thought, well, I'm just going to give it a try and keep going here. So I'm going to ink that up a couple of times with my VersaMark clear embossing ink, and then add my white embossing powder. And I can tell almost immediately that this is going to be 100% better. I mean, just from the visibility of the powder on my image, even before I heat set it. So watch this. And it actually stamped over the embossed image really well. I mean, you can see the lines are still as clear. It's a very intricate little stamp, and it looks fantastic. So don't be afraid to redo if you need to, like I did. Okay, I'm going with my Marvy Heat tool here, and you can see this is melting just beautifully. And we'll be done with our centerpiece heart here in just a few seconds. Oh, this is so much better. Just gorgeous. Let me let you see this up close. All right, now I'm going to go back to that stamp set and get the sentiment out, which says, "You have a beautiful heart." What a sweet sentiment to go with this heart. And I'm going to use all 3 of those with beautiful in the center and the, kind of doing a little diagonal shape here with my sentiments. Hey, while I'm doing this, I wanted to share something with you of why is a heart shape called a heart? Because it actually doesn't look like our human hearts. The shape of the heart used for Valentine's Day is so much different than our lumpish, unattractive organ of a heart. So I thought I'd share this with you. There is something called a silphium seed pod, and it bore a striking resemblance to the modern Valentine's heart. So this is an old plant, and it's an herb associated with love and sex, and it may have been what first helped popularized the symbol that we're used to seeing, which are these hearts that we use for Valentine's. So, of course, the ancient city of Cyrene, which grew rich from the silphium trade, even put the heart shape on its money back in the day. So I thought that was interesting. Okay, back to the card. You can see my choice for embossing powder for the words is actually a silver because I wanted my heart, the focal point of my card, to stand out more than the sentiment. And I think that turned out beautifully. The sentiment is kind of the background feature. All right, now I needed to go back to my little panel. This is just a piece of regular paper, so I cut a secondary piece out of cardstock, just a little smaller than my mat. All the dimensions and supplies used for today's card can be found on my card blog, so come by and check that out. I'm going to get this adhered to that little reinforcement panel because I actually want to pop this up on the front of my card, just to give it a little dimension. One of my other favorite things here is titanium non-stick scissors. Now I found these in the sewing section at a Walmart. Very easy to find. The plus about using these scissors is that they're great for cutting sticky material like foam tape. It will not stick to your scissors. So if you don't have a pair, you might want to give it a try. Okay, now I'm going to get this panel put down on the front of my card, which is 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And then that pretty much completes our card for today. I hope that you got inspired by this very truthful little video, that even if you have a few bombs with your embossing powder, don't give up. Just give it another try. See if you can fix it. I mean, the worst thing is that you can't fix it and you need to throw it away, but what if you can fix it? So this is the what if you can fix it result right here of my beautiful little Valentine's Day card with a coordinating lined envelope, which I call easy peasy envelope liners. I have several videos on my YouTube channel for how to do that yourself. You can put together a lined envelope in about 3 minutes. I'm not kidding. No special dies or measurements needed. I'm so glad you joined me today. I hope you have a wonderful time getting your crafty self going and that you'll come back and visit me real soon. Be sure and subscribe, leave me some comments, and I hope to see you next week. Happy crafting, everyone.